What's up guys, Valfora here, and let's talk about Broly. Okay, so I went and seen the movie last night. Wow, is all I can kind of say. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. Also, this is going to contain spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie, please pause this, add to watch later, and then come back and watch it. Of course, it's kind of hard to spoil this movie since Funimation already kind of done that. Okay, so it starts off on planet Vegeta, 40 something years before present day, and pretty much it just shows King Cold giving power to Frieza over all the Saiyans. Now, I love this because it really shows how dangerous Frieza is and how the Saiyans are pretty much just scared of their whole army. Also, this is the most I felt like we've spent on planet Vegeta in a while. I also loved Bardock in this movie. I do enjoy the Bardock Father of Goku movie, but I think this is a more realistic take on his character. They did dive deeper into his character in the movie. Some of those parts I actually miss, like none of the Saiyans believing him, but it was good to see Bardock and Goku's mother there. Also, we get to see Raditz and Vegeta as a kid, and the Raditz was a really awesome surprise. I didn't know he was going to be in the movie at all. Also get a little cameo from Nappa, with hair in fact. Pretty much everything on Planet Vegeta I loved. Okay, I won't spend too much more time on Vegeta. Okay, now flash forward. I did like the introduction of Paragus and Broly. I thought that was a good idea. I think this is much better than Broly being pissed off at Goku for crying next to him. Also, Broly's character in this movie is completely different from the previous movies. He was just pretty much a walking tank that said a few words here and there, and then that was about it. This movie, he actually has depth, he has character, he has reasoning for wearing certain things that he wears that I found was really surprising for me. And honestly, he's not a bad guy in this movie at all. In fact, he's almost the complete opposite. You almost feel bad for him. In some scenes, you actually do. Now, the new characters, I love them. I think they're a great addition, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of them in the future. I've seen some people talk about the humor and said it was too much, but I honestly think it was fine. Frieza wanting to wish for 5 centimeters taller, I thought that was really fun. I thought it was well done. The fighting was awesome. Sometimes it was a little much, sometimes there was a little too much going on the screen. It was hard to keep up, but the animation was top notch. It's the best we've honestly seen Dragon Ball. I do have a slight nitpick, and it was the music in the end when Gogeta is fighting Broly. I felt like they were saying like, go Broly or something like that, and then when Gogeta would get on the screen, they would say like Gogeta, I don't know, but it seemed really weird and out of place. It almost felt like Power Rangers or something like that. And don't get me wrong, I like Power Rangers, but that was made in the early 90s, and it just felt a little off to me. The rest of the music was fine. I had no problem with it. It was pretty much those scenes in particular that really stood out for me. Other than that, we got 2 things made canon now. Now we have Gogeta, who is definitely canon, and we have Broly, which is canon now, which is great. And the best thing about this is they left it open-ended. I'm glad they did not kill Broly because I want to see more of him. I have this weird feeling that they're going to do something like the other 2 movies, and they're going to incorporate this into the Dragon Ball Super anime or manga or something like that. I don't know if they'll do that, but they've done it with the last 2 movies, so this is a lot more popular than the last 2, I would say, and I'm sure it made a lot of money. Also, another slight nitpick was when Goku and Vegeta teleported out of there while fighting Broly to Piccolo, and he was talking about fusion, and then Piccolo was going to teach Vegeta how to do the fusion dance. Now, my problem with this scene is they failed the fusion twice. So that was a whole hour that Frieza was fighting Broly. Now I understand the first time it was funny, whatever, but the second time I was like, okay, so you're telling me he's just been flying around fighting this guy for an hour? I know third time's the charm, but I feel like they could have done it once and then they could have gotten it correct. Because everybody's already seen the failed fusions with Goten and Trunks. Also, the Dragon Balls played a pretty important role on bringing Broly back to his home world or saving him from pretty much dying. This movie had a lot of win for me. I completely loved all of the story stuff at the very beginning. Honestly, it had me hooked. I felt like everything, as far as a movie, went from one scene to another. I never actually got lost. There were a couple times where I thought stuff is moving awfully fast, and I know that Toriyama had like a 3-hour screenplay and they had to downsize that. So you take 3 hours and you slam it in an hour and 40 minutes. Yeah, stuff is gonna feel rushed, but I went with a buddy of mine and he actually said it felt more like this would do better as an actual TV show because you're able to spread it out over the course of maybe, 20, 30 episodes, maybe even longer, and you'll be able to have more depth of every character. You wouldn't have to feel rushed. Certain things wouldn't have happened so quickly. Paragus dying just all of a sudden, and then Frieza was like, oh, we got hit from a stray blast. Although that part was quite funny. And I was wondering the whole time on what Frieza was actually going to do in this movie. He actually had more to do than Vegeta or Goku. They were just kind of there to fight Broly. Frieza had a mission. He wanted to get taller. Also, I feel like they rushed Bardock's death a little bit too fast. They pretty much montaged all the scenes from Bardock, Father of Goku movie, and then you just kind of see him, he does a little blast, and then he's just dead, and that's it. But they do this little montage, and it goes through all the years, and it shows different people he's fought, and it shows Goku growing up. I did like that, and it was a nice touch for people who maybe are unaware or have never seen Dragon Ball before. Which leads me to my next point. I think people who have never watched Dragon Ball could watch this movie and thoroughly enjoy it. Overall, I love the movie. I want to see it. I'm going to buy it on Blu-ray or whatever it comes out on. I'm hoping maybe we get like an extended edition. I think Battle of Gods had like a little bit of an extended edition or something like that. I'm hoping maybe they did some animation that they had to cut for the theatrical release, or possibly more. But I'm going to rate this movie, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. It is, right now, I would say my favorite Dragon Ball movie right now. My top is History of Trunks. I love Trunks, so I'm a little biased about that. But History of Trunks was a very emotional story for me. It hit at the right time, so it's kind of hard to top that. But for some reason, this one has topped it so far. But I want to know what you guys think. Did you like the movie? Did you like Resurrection F or Battle of Gods before this? Or what is your favorite Dragon Ball movie before all the canonized versions came in? So comment down below and let me know which is your favorite. Let's get a conversation started. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up. And look out for more reviews, reactions, and gaming content on the way. Thanks, guys.